Welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 235, Moose. My name is Eric.
I am Jason.
How's it going?
It is going pretty well.
Yeah.
How the hell are you?
I'm okay. It's nothing's ever normal here in Gutter Trash headquarters.
There is no normal.
No. Last week it was somebody else pretending to be you. And now we're not even in the place where we usually are.
This is what theoretical physicists refer to as chaos.
Yeah, so to the listener, I apologize for any audio differences in this episode.
Quirks, maybe.
Quirks, even, yeah. We are recording in my parents' house.
Yeah.
With no microphones, just straight into the laptop. Which, well, it's what we did last year when we recorded here. The difference was that I had the microphones.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't realize it wasn't recording through them.
Oh, yeah. But they looked cool on the table.
Oh, yeah.
It made me feel like we were in the studio.
Yeah. So, in about a month or so, we'll be doing that again, I think.
Oh?
This time I'll make sure that the microphones are actually on.
Where at?
Here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Because, in about 3 weeks is when my parents go on their big vacation.
Okay.
So I'll be house sitting here for the full week. Right now I'm just watching the house for a couple of days while they went to visit some friends.
Okay.
So that's why we're here right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
We should just buy this and use this as our new studio. It's bigger.
I would like that.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents want to move to a smaller place.
Just trade.
Yeah.
Your place is smaller. It's
Yes.
right by her work.
Exactly.
No gas money.
Right?
I think we figured it out.
Perfect.
There's even a cat here.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
And I would be able to keep that cat, probably.
Yeah.
Because they don't want it.
Right? Well, I think we've just, we've fixed things.
All right.
For everybody.
We're geniuses.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Yeah. How you doing?
Not bad. I did have to work today, which is weird for me on a Sunday.
Right.
But it was so slow that it wasn't really like work. It was just like sort of being locked inside Mavericks, which was fine.
Right.
It wasn't a bad day. Jack bought us lunch,
Oh, that's cool.
and then I got paid to read Sergio Aragonés comics.
I don't find a fault with either of those two things.
Yeah, those were good things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't really complain. Sir, how are you enjoying your house sitting?
It's fine. I think I talked about this 2 weeks ago when I last house sat. There's nothing on cable TV.
Right?
There's nothing on cable TV.
But lots of it.
Yeah, but 1,000 channels worth of nothing.
Right.
Today, I was going to go out and go to the video store and just rent a couple movies.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And
You were saying.
I was lazy, and I did not. And instead I opted. I foolishly thought to myself, well, something will be on, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Aw.
I did watch an okay movie with directed by Wes Craven.
Oh.
Called My Soul to Take.
That's so big.
It's maybe his last movie that he did.
Huh.
Yeah.
Horror movie?
Yeah. Wasn't bad.
About dreams?
No. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. About prayers?
No.
Huh?
No.
Misleading title.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I guess it was originally called 25-8. Which makes also zero sense in the context of what that movie is.
Okay. but it was still good, though.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like Wes Craven. He's alright.
I'd probably like watching it without commercial interruption.
Right. Well, most things are. You know, that's why we charge the listener the credit card fee, so they don't have to... if you haven't paid this month, just send cash right over. We're now accepting cash.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, that's why that's commercial-free podcast.
Exactly, yeah. This is all part of the plan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, it's me here waiting for you to show up.
Yeah.
Yep. So we could talk about this comic.
We're talking about Moose.
We're talking about Moose.
Yeah.
It's a 14-issue mini-comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Complete series.
Complete series.
It's the whole shebang.
Yep. And it takes about 5 minutes to read.
I'd say upwards of 8. 10 if you linger on some of those quiet moments.
Right. But why would you?
Because I love the quiet moments in the comic.
But they're not well drawn.
I dare say you're wrong. I think they're minimally drawn, but I don't think they're poorly drawn.
I'd say they're poorly drawn.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Like even when okay, well, I don't want to spoil anything. We'll get to some of those quiet moments because some of those are some of my favorite parts of the story.
All right.
But yeah, okay. This is the first time we've reviewed a mini comic. Moose,
Which is basically about the equivalent of a single issue
no.
of any other comic.
I could take 40 seconds and count all the panels and let you know. Let's see, because the first issue has 7 panels per page on average, or okay, 6 on average, and there's 8 pages. That's 56. Okay, I can't do the math right now. It doesn't take a long time to read, but I think it's partially because there's a lot of silent panels.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I think that was purposeful to move the story along really fast.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I feel like I'm already defending it. I don't even know if you like it or not.
It's okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's okay?
It's okay. It's a mini comic.
Alright.
Oh,
don't you dare. Don't you dare. For a mini comic, it's okay. For a regular comic, it would suck. Don't say that.
I'm not going to say that. I am going to say that how much did these cost you per issue?
$1 each.
$1 each. So you spent $14.
$14.
That seems like a ripoff.
Really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There are 28 staples alone. I could recycle those staples and probably get 80 cents back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not the world's biggest fan of a mini comic. But I enjoy yours. And not just because you're my friend and I do all of your production work.
It's because they're so awesome.
Yeah. 100% honest. Yes. A single issue of Veggie Saturn takes twice as long to read as all 14 issues of Moose.
That doesn't necessarily mean a good thing.
No, but it is worth the money that I didn't spend on it.
Right. Okay, so part of your angle here is that these are just not worth the price of.
Yeah, I think if this was a collected thing that you spent $5 on, like one single book that had all of this content
for $5,
yeah, then that's a deal.
Well, see, I look at it this way because the cool thing about okay, this one is by Max. I think his last name. He's French, and I believe his last name is pronounced De Radigas because I know another person who's not a comic artist. Same spelling, and that's how they pronounce it.
Right.
So I'm guessing it's De Radigas.
All right.
So he's part of a collective called Oily Comics. Mm-hmm. And the cool thing about Oily Comics...
Can I just say that I am not a fan of collectives either?
It's just because we watched The Master and Marcy Mary Magdalene. They're not all. They don't all make you have sex with them. Oily does make you have sex with them, but they don't all. No, but the cool thing about them is they put out these books monthly, and so like this guy, this Max de Radagast, he did one of these a month for just over a year, and there's something about just like reading a regular DC comic or whatever monthly. Like I always want to have one or two that I just feel like I'm keeping up with, but usually I would rather just read the trades or a big pile of them.
Right.
But yeah, like this is the first mini comic I've ever, like this company where they do one a month, and they kind of keep up with the regular publishers. But I just don't feel like they could have sold them for any cheaper, and it been cost effective,
50 cents.
But I mean, but I don't know that they could have sold this for 50 cents.
They're 8 pages.
Right.
And not even the size of a regular mini comic.
You mean they're not like a half?
Right. They're not a half sheet of paper.
It's like a fourth of a sheet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's a ripoff.
You think they could have sold it for 50 cents?
Oh yeah.
But like these people aren't getting paid to do this.
Well, I know.
So like their only income would from the comics. I'm sure they work, laundromats or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, like their only comic income is like the sale of the book.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like it's worth it because you're supporting like someone who's struggling to do this. It's not like I don't know, Bendis and Jeff Darrow made a little mini comic and sold it for $1.
Right.
And those guys would sell it for like $8.
Right. And I wouldn't buy that either.
Right. I don't know. I think it's worth it. Like I totally agree that like this 14 issues takes about as long to read as maybe 2 comics.
Right. Well, I read because literally before we came in to start recording this, we both read all 14 issues.
Right. Yeah.
And
I haven't been here even an hour.
Right. Yeah. And while you were reading all 14 issues, I read an issue of Ultimate Spider-Man.
Okay, was it about... I didn't notice. Was that about the same...
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Like, I finished, and then
Wow,
a couple minutes later, you finished.
But that's by Bendis.
Uh-huh.
So maybe 2 regular comics. Because he gets a little wordy, right?
That one wasn't really wordy.
It wasn't? Okay.
Yeah. In fact, actually, his comics kind of take like 5 minutes to read.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's got a lot of dialogue, but it flows.
Well, it flows, but also, this one wasn't super dialogue heavy.
Right.
And lots of, it was very action-based, so it was just all,
But there was a confusing 2-page
It
spread.
was a confusing 2-page spread.
You may have stumbled for... I may have read a whole issue while you tried to figure out that 2-page spread.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, now that we're done arguing about the price, we can actually talk about the actual comic.
I don't know that I'm done yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I don't know.
I just realized we hadn't talked about the book at all.
Right. I just, I don't know. I get the whole, he's just some schmuck like us, doing this. And that's fine. That's cool. Hey, he did it.
Right. Yeah.
Good on you.
One a month.
One a month.
For 14 months.
It's only 8 pages, though.
I think that last one's a little more. Let's see. Some of them have pages on the back cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 7, 8. 10. I think this one was 12 pages.
But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, but, yeah, I don't know. I just, $1 seems a bit pricey.
But it's like a little artifact, too. It's like because, like, there's something kind of akin to, like, punk rock records. Like, whenever I have these, I feel like I have a stack of, like, punk rock 45s, that they're kind of fun and collectible, and, like, they are a little piece of artwork in addition to being, a story or a record. Because it's it's something that there's not that many of out there, and you get to keep it, and I don't know. There's something exciting about it for me.
Yeah, it's poorly produced. I mean, it's
It's punk rock.
that's no excuse.
You mean just like the actual
Production of it,
right?
it's poorly cut. Like half of the covers on that are crooked. I will say that some of the design work and the art actually gets better the later you go.
Oh yeah, I think definitely. I think the first one's a lot rougher than
Yeah,
it just goes from there.
right. But I don't know. I'm of the opinion that just because you're doing it by yourself doesn't mean it has to look like you did it by yourself.
Well, there's part of it that might be the aesthetic he's going for, but I would lean more towards it's like, oh shit, I have to finish this, and I still have 40 hours of my real job to do every week.
It's not an excuse.
I don't think it's
You make the time at that point.
right.
You cut out on sleep, you cut out on hanging out with your friends, something.
But I think it's fine as far as the aesthetic of this sort of thing. I mean, to me, that'd be the same as going, like, why didn't Black Flag produce their albums better? Because they wanted that kind of rough and rushed.
That's a different thing altogether, though.
You think?
Oh yeah. Because okay, I think I've even said this before, but like I shot a movie a couple of years ago, like 6 years ago now. Jesus fuck.
Time's slipping away.
Yeah, and no one will ever see it.
I saw it.
I know you did. Kurt Dittens has seen it as well. But we had plans for it. Like we're putting together the actual like a DVD to sell, and we decided to cover, and we were thinking about cases and the look of it and the design of it, and like some guy came in while we were trying to figure out how we were going to make the cover look, and he was like, "Well, why are you doing that? Why don't you just put it in a little sleeve and write the title of the movie on it?" It was like, because we're not fucking monsters.
I do remember that.
Yeah. I mean, there's no excuse. If you have talent and ability, take a little bit of extra time and make it as presentable as possible.
It really doesn't look that. It doesn't really look that bad. I mean, I see what you're saying. Like some of the pages aren't. But I mean, even my books are like that because I hand fold them myself. And
yeah, but everything else about it is at least professionally done.
But I don't know. I mean, they're all straight. Like all the pages, like the layouts.
They're not.
I mean, the layouts. Like
yeah.
it's not like it's scribbled or anything. It's. I don't know. I think it looks really good. It's simple. It's simple art, but I mean, it reminds me more of like Peanuts or something. Where it works. It tells a story with very few lines. I don't know.
I'm not a fan of the many comic scene.
Yeah.
And that mostly just comes from the years of going to space and just seeing.
He's talking about when he spent time in outer space,
right?
Yeah.
Aliens, it turns out, they love comics,
right.
But they only do mini comics.
Only mini comics.
Only
really?
mini comics, mostly autobiographical.
Oh, so you get burnt out on it.
Yeah, and also, they're just like, well, fuck it, I'm just going to go down to the library and, make copies on the, copy machine.
Right.
Yeah. No scanning involved. They don't,
there's no PDFs and
no,
all that stuff.
It was like, oh shit, I need more copies of my comic. They just make a photocopy of the copy that they already have. So by the time I get to it, it's like the 6th generation, and it's like not even set up on the copier the right way. And
there's like a hair on the copier that prints on all the back covers.
Yep. In fact, one of them, and this is stupid, and I'm an idiot, but this is dumb. They saw that there was a line, that kept reproducing on the on the copies.
Right.
And so what they did was they put whiteout on the glass of the copy machine.
And that doesn't work?
It doesn't work. You know what that does? That makes it worse.
Really?
And permanent.
Wow. It's funny because I actually printed something, tangent. I was printing up a poster at Kinko's a couple weeks ago, and I printed a test copy before I printed the whole, because I was going to print like a dozen of them.
Right.
And I printed a test copy, and I saw this little line on it, and then I was like, what the hell? And I looked at my original, it wasn't on there, and so I looked on the face of the copier, and there's this tiny little, half an inch, squiggle of ink on the face of the copier. And I was like, oh, that's annoying. So I tried to scrub it off, and it just wasn't coming off. And I was at the downtown Dayton Kinko's, and they only have 2 copiers that people can use other than employees. And so I look over, and there's a lady standing by the other copier, but she's not using it. And I was like, well, I'll just use that one. So I take my copy card out, and I walk over, and I was like, are you using this one? She's like, yeah, I'm using this one. And I was like, oh, okay. So I sat there and I waited forever, and she never put anything in the copier. She just stood by it and was sort of making this face and sorting papers. And I was just after 10 minutes, I was like, okay, my card is probably the meter's about to expire because it's downtown. So I just kept waiting. So I went back to the other copier and I just turned my my drawing completely around, a 180 on the face of the thing, and I made another copy, and the line just happened to show up in a black spot.
Right.
And I was like, perfect! So I printed them out that way. And that's what I'm talking about with these, is it's just so kind of immediate and visceral and punk rock. You're like, I need to get this done now. I don't want to, I could have went over and been like, oh, if you can scan this in for me, we can print these out. And I'm sure they would have looked better. Right. But I was like, I need these tonight, I feel like that's kind of the same with these kind of books. They just wanted to get them out there.
Like I said, it's not. And it mostly, I don't know this guy, I don't know his deal or anything like that. And like I said, the story is okay. Right. And we'll talk about that at some point.
Maybe. Maybe next episode.
Yeah. But, I think it's just the years of going to space and dealing with the worst kinds of people who make these books, this type of book. Right. I think it's just really soured me on when I read this type of book.
I can see that, but so you're admitting maybe there's a preconceived...
Oh, yeah. I'm biased, for sure. Mm-hmm. I want to go on a little tangent here. All right. It's a small tangent, but, we work in an office, and we have a sister office in Boston and another one in Arkansas somewhere. And the Arkansas office, they have a lot of computer problems that they're always calling us because we have the IT guy in our office.
Oh, okay.
And so they're always on the phone with him. And I guess at one point in time they had a printer, scanner, copier machine, all in one, that was not working. Right. And so they couldn't figure it out, and so they sent it to us. And we just wound up buying them, our boss, we just wound up buying their office, a whole new thing. And, we got their crappy broken copier, scanner, printer thing. At least to try to figure out what was wrong with it. Someone had put a line of whiteouts on the glass to cover up something that they found on a copy. That doesn't work. Points. No, that does not work. It makes everything worse.
Because the way it works, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so you get the black line still, and you get a white space around it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So we cleaned the glass, and good as new. Had it for 2 years.
So that's awesome. Oh man, people are geniuses sometimes.
Oh yeah.
How much do you think it cost them to mail that machine?
Oh, probably a lot because it was huge.
$100.
At least, yeah. I mean, it was huge.
Or they could have used one squirt of Windex.
Right. Yeah, which is pretty much what we did. I think there was a little bit of scraping.
Well, yeah, you get your elbow grease.
Right, yeah, sure.
That's pretty awesome.
So this book.
Moose.
It's about a kid.
His name is Joe.
Is it? Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah. I remember because my brother's name is Joe, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
is our friend Joe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and the spoiler, there's a bully in this book.
There is a bully.
And his name is Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that too because I used to know a guy named Jason too.
I also used to know a guy named Jason.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he a bully?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tried to convince me that mini comics were great.
He would push you in the corner about this. You're in the corner. Look at that.
Damn. Holy shit.
But yeah,
I got the PTSDs.
Are these high school kids or are they junior high?
I would guess junior high.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling they're junior high.
Because, they're 13? 12,
yeah,
13?
Yeah, that feels about right.
Yeah.
And Joe is our main character here.
Yeah, our hero, if you will.
Yeah. And he's on the covers and stuff.
He is. Well, most of them.
Yeah.
Until they get really arty, and then there's just weird shit on the covers for no reason.
And those are the ones you like.
I love them.
But yeah, so Joe is, he's bullied. Pretty
Yeah.
heavily.
Uh-huh.
Pretty,
Badly.
yeah, pretty badly bullied. And this is sort of about him, trying to empower himself and get out of that.
Right.
And the obstacles that he faces, like with, deciding what to tell people or if to tell people or,
Right.
or what to do.
Yeah. And just, the way that all affects his entire life, pretty much. From his home life to school, even. Yeah. Well, school is where the bullying mostly happens, but it even affects him at home. Because he wants to skip school most days, and when he is forced to go, he does his best to not ride the bus.
Or the bully would be on the bus.
Right. I get the feeling that this takes place in a very small town.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he can walk right through a little section of forest and from his house to the school.
Right.
And that's what he likes to do.
Right. And that's also where he encounters our titular moose.
I love the phrase titular moose. I saw titular moose open for the Melvins once. So yeah, and I think this moose, I don't know, but it feels like the moose is very, he represents things,
Probably.
like the like strength or whatever that Joe lacks.
Right.
That's what I'm guessing, because the moose ends up kind of helping him out a little bit. I don't want to spoil it.
No, yeah.
But the moose's strength is what Joe kind of relies on, and he takes it and runs with it.
Right. I just, it's, I don't know that this is worth 14 issues of story, but it's a fine story,
Right.
You give a damn about Joe and what he's going through. You feel bad for him and then everything that's happening to him.
Yeah, because even though he's bullied, he's borderline sexually assaulted.
Right.
Like he's bleeding, he's hiding, he's scared. All these things happen.
Right.
But throughout the book, when he's just back in class or whatever, he seems to have a good demeanor.
Right. Yeah.
He's he has fun when the bully's not around.
Right. Yeah. He just wants to be
a kid.
Yeah, and relatively left alone.
Just wants to read his book.
Right. Yeah.
And fawn over the school nurse.
Right. Yeah.
Which I love that issue. I think it was number 7, where he's sort of developing a big crush on the school nurse.
Right.
And it's probably because he gets to go to the nurse and kind of avoid the classes and with the bullies in it.
Right. And gets taken care of.
Right.
And she's pretty.
She's pretty.
At least allegedly.
Yeah. And she smokes cigarettes.
And she smokes.
All girls that smoke, yeah, it's just hot.
Oh, yeah, they're slutty.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I gravitate towards the smoking girls.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hi, Kathleen, and every other girl I've ever dated, because they all smoke. Why is that? Like, why do girls want to smoke?
I don't know.
It's not a good idea, ladies.
Yeah.
It's bad for your health.
Maybe you like the husky voices, and that's the only way they can get it.
They were looking for that Tom Waits thing in
Right.
their later years. That B. Arthur sort of Tom Waits thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
None of those ladies will listen to this. It's fine.
No ladies listen to podcasts.
That's true.
Yeah. It's like comics. Girls don't read comics.
Nope.
Girls don't do none of that stuff. They're too busy, I don't know. Whatever. What girls do?
The shop.
They shop. That's
Yeah.
right. They pose nude.
Right.
So we've
yeah.
seen that.
Exactly. Yeah. They make movies.
And they read comics and they listen to podcasts.
Nah.
They co-host podcasts.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not this month.
You ladies do whatever you want. Just don't smoke cigarettes. It's bad for you.
Nobody should smoke cigarettes.
That's right.
Well, no, do what you want. I don't give a shit.
We roll over really easily, but it's hard for us to find a cause here.
Yeah. I'd advise you not to smoke,
Yeah,
but
it's not a good idea. Though.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Yeah.
Right.
Some moose.
Moose.
Yeah, but we were talking about those quiet moments earlier, or like there's a scene, like the scene where Joe actually touches the moose as it walks by him.
Right.
Like there's like this great close up of just his hand on the fur. And, oh man, that was like one of those like hairs on the back of my neck move kind of things when I read that.
Huh.
Like I felt like I was. Like, I could feel the fur of the moose when I saw that panel and I wasn't even high. So I just thought that was, like, really well done.
I'm not a real boy. I don't have real emotions, so
Oh, that's right.
I didn't really feel anything at all when reading this book.
Oh.
But that's on me, not on Max de Rodriguez or whatever his name is.
I feel like there is a lot of, like, you know, varied emotional states in this comic, and, like, as a reader, I don't know, I feel connected to a lot of the different scenes.
Were you bullied?
I was not bullied, but I mean,
Is it because the characters are named Jason and Joe?
That's right, but no, I mean, I did go to a school that was pretty shitty, and like, I watched some of my friends be just random. Like, one of my friends, I was just walking down the hall, and he was like ahead of me, and like, just, you know, we were just walking down the hall, and this dude just grabbed him and threw him against the locker just because he thought it was, you know, it'd be funny, right?
Right.
And my friend ended up...
Seems hilarious.
Yeah, well, until my friend got brain damage from it. Then, like, his brain actually, like, bounced off of his skull because they threw him so hard in the locker.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, like, I watched that happen, and then I watched other sort of similar things happen, and this was in junior high, so, like, I kind of can relate to that. Like, I don't feel like I ever was really that bullied, but I was certainly afraid that, to go to school, and, you know, like, sometimes I would definitely pretend to be sick just to avoid that, you know, that whole mess. So, I don't know, there's maybe a nugget of that sort of, you know, I can relate a little bit.
Right. I was also bullied in school, mostly in the lower grades, kindergarten, first grade, even before kindergarten, where my parents sent me to daycare. I was picked on all the time and beat up a few times. And,
It's not a lot of fun, right?
No, it's not at all.
Yeah.
You also find out who's a racist and who's not.
Right.
Because I've got darker than normal skin,
Mm-hmm.
so I would get called out on that a lot and then beat up.
Right.
I got picked on a little bit in junior high and high school as well. Even though I'm, 6'3" and 700 pounds, I still got picked on.
Right.
And that is why I am the cold, emotionless beast that I am today.
See? And you couldn't relate to this?
No, I felt sorry for Joe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the things that happen to him are shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give anything away, but there's like, I don't know if I would say a turning point, but there's a point in the story where Joe is empowered, and like it just, like I feel really good for him when it happens. You know?
Yeah.
Like even though he may not handle it the most responsibly,
No.
but he does get his
Comeuppance.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I feel for him for that, and then I feel, all right, Joe,
But it's kind of dark when you
It
think
gets
about
super dark.
Yeah.
It gets super.
Yeah, when you think about it, like if there was a sequel to this that happened like 5 years later, it might start out with Joe in prison. Yeah,
Yeah,
it could.
very possible.
Yeah.
I don't think that's spoiling anything.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying it could.
Mm-hmm.
Because he might be led down a different path,
Right.
in the last couple issues of this book.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know, man. And, okay. Well, here's another thing. I think we may have talked about this before. You can read these online. You can digitally download them.
Okay.
I believe it is still $1 each. I didn't look.
Oh, that is even worse.
I didn't look.
That
it
is
up.
like getting fisted.
I didn't look it up.
Okay.
Actually, maybe during the break we could look it up.
Okay.
But I've never tried to download one of their books because I don't know. I do read Private Eye.
Right.
I finally read the second one of those.
Yeah.
Downloaded that.
I still haven't gotten around to that one yet.
I'm really enjoying that book.
Yeah.
Or can you call it a book? I'm enjoying the comic.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
But I don't know. There's still something about. I think it's the collector nerd where I just get so excited. I'm like I have every issue of Moose, like the tangible
Right.
artifacts in my collection now. And I don't know. Really liked it.
Yeah. It was fine. I mean, pretty much my main problems with it come from just, biases and, cost value.
But what do you said earlier? You said that you thought the art kind of improved a little bit as it went along.
Yeah, the first couple issues are super rough. But then, around issue 7 or so, I started noticing marked improvement. And I think the storytelling got better, and the art itself got better, and more well crafted.
It might be one of those things, like if he was kind of writing it as he went, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if he had,
Well, you also do, this apparently is true for most people, not for me apparently. But if you do something long enough, you get better at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whereas if I do something long enough, I just get worse.
Oh. Well, yeah, maybe he sort of became more like, invested in the story.
Oh, sure.
Just, spend a little bit more time on it or something.
But it's, it's not like, watching Barry Windsor Smith, in the first couple issues of Conan that he did to,
Nails.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a significant difference between, issue 1 and issue 14. I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make you want to read more mini comics.
No, not really. Yeah.
Oh. I was hoping you would just, like, after this episode, you would just burn all your Marvel and DC books and just set sail on the mini comic bandwagon.
If I were to burn all my Marvel and DC, I would probably just stick with, Image and
Oh, yeah.
Dark Horse. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well, so this was an experiment,
Yeah.
and mostly worked out for you.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say this is seriously, it's one of my favorite mini comics
Yeah.
that I've ever read. It's in my top 10, probably.
I've got 2 favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a Veggie Dog Saturn, or really anything in the Jason Young library,
Sweet.
and anything in the Kurt Dins library.
Yeah.
And I guess some Brian John Mitchell stuff.
Like Cops and Crooks and
Yeah.
the werewolf one, that was pretty good too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, those two. Other than that,
Well, those had some terrible art in it, though. But, I do see the effort he puts in to make those, so, in fact, I would say the way he makes his mini comics, there's a lot more effort put into those than I think was put into this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I keep going back to it. Doesn't matter. It's more about the response of the reader as opposed to just the hours that you toil away at it.
Yeah. People can tell when there's quality.
But look at like I mentioned Peanuts a while ago. Look at Charles Schultz's art. That looks like somebody crapped it out while they were on the toilet, but it's amazing and it works so well.
It's arguable as well.
Oh, okay, we're done. You think Peanuts isn't good?
Nope.
All right. I think we're done.
All right.
You broke the show.
All right, then. We may not be back. We'll see what happens.
Hi, welcome back to Go to Trash.
Hello!
So, you did the research.
I did, yeah.
We figured out there actually is no digital version of
Moose.
Moose.
Right,
Oily does other digital books.
Right.
Or at least their flagship title.
right.
The End of the Effing World. We can't say that word on here.
No, you can.
Oh, we can?
Yeah, I just don't approve of it. For a title of a comic.
Right.
Yeah.
And those are still $1 each.
Right.
So what do you think about that?
I do not like
Yeah,
that at
yeah.
all.
Do you think it should be pay what you want? Or should it be 50 cents?
50 cents. Yeah.
For digital.
Yeah. Well, no, even that, 25 cents.
Yeah?
Yeah, 50 cents for the physical book, 25 for the actual book, or for the digital.
Right.
Yeah. And you told me that Fantagraphics is collecting that particular book on their website for $20 is the cover price, which is
16 of these $1
Right, yeah,
comics.
which I don't know. It did look like it was going to be bigger than a mini comic, so I guess there's that.
It's not.
Oh,
I've seen
it's
it.
not? Okay,
Yeah, it's
alright.
it's this size. It just looks like 16 of these stapled. I mean, they're like square bound.
They're bound,
Perfect
right?
bound.
Yeah.
Pretty smooth.
Right. I'm sure Fantagraphics
Right.
they'll put the
Oh, yeah.
the effort into that.
The nice touches.
Right. Still don't know if it's $20 or not, but
Yeah. I'm on the fence. now. I think maybe it should have been like 16, something
Right.
like that, 15. I mean, if it, like no more than $1 an issue,
right.
because yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, I think the digitals should be cheaper.
Oh yeah, definitely.
At least cheaper than the tangible, if not,
Oh yeah,
if not pay what you want.
right. Which is I don't I don't get the people who buy Marvel and DC books for the exact same price
Right.
as the physical comic. Especially when I would say your finer comic shops would have a discount if you bought a physical comic.
Mm-hmm.
So you would actually be paying less for the paper copies
this is
than
true.
the digital.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
I've been paying. I've only bought 2 digital comics in my entire life.
Right.
And I'm not that like they had digital comics when I was a kid, but
Well,
you know what I mean. I've only bought 2, and
Since they became a thing.
since they became a thing, and they're both the the issues of Private Eye, and so far I've paid $2 each for them.
Mm-hmm.
But
I still say that's too much.
I'll probably change it to $1. Like I think me and you had this conversation, but it was after. We talked about it after I'd already bought the second issue,
Right.
and like the third one should be out any time. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally worth $2 because
Oh yeah. I mean, if it was a printed book, sure.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a digital, I think $1 is fine,
Yeah.
and that's a 32-page
Yeah.
full color.
But I think it's actually 16 pages though, since it is horizontal.
Oh right.
Yeah,
Well,
so
yeah.
it'd be like,
Yeah.
2 of those pages stacked on against each other.
Yeah.
I've bought my fair share of digital books. I certainly take advantage of the free ones whenever they pop up. But I don't think I've, other than the Jeffrey Dahmer graphic novel and Underwater Welder, I don't think I've paid more than
A book.
$1 for a comic. Yeah. And those even were just half the price of the physical book,
Right.
which
Oh yeah, I've looked. I mean, Top Shelf has some pretty cheap like graphic novels for like the digital versions.
right.
Like I think like James Chalk and Jeffrey Brown and stuff. Some of them was like $2
Right.
or something for a whole graphic novel.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's
I know some of them they have sales and stuff like that.
Right.
And that's fine, but just I don't get.
yeah.
Why would I pay full price for something I can't actually hold?
Right. I mean, there's part of me that's like eliminating the whole middleman of having to pay for printing it and shipping it and
Right.
then storing it at your house or whatever. I mean, there's things that I really like about digital comics, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm too much. I'm like, it's a flaw But I think I'm too much of a collector
Right.
to just do only digital.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just got in my monthly comic shipment on Thursday, and it was like, I don't even read half of these books. I mean, like, I plan to,
Right.
I want to.
You will eventually.
Well, eventually I'll get there.
Pick them for the show.
Right, yeah. It was like, because as I was doing my most recent order, I was like, why am I still buying some of these? Like, I haven't read this in 15 issues, And so, I started dropping books. But then, as the weeks went by, I was like, well, I can't drop that now.
Oh, that's the sickness.
That is the sickness, yeah.
Oh, you're down with the sickness.
Ooh,
It's that's not good.
No, it's not.
Okay, so you'll pay $3 for something.
No, but I'm not paying full price, though.
You pay $2.50 for something.
No, I get a 40% discount on most anything that I want to buy.
Okay, well if they're $4 cover prices, that's still what?
$2.39.
Yeah. But you won't pay $1 for one of these little.
Yeah, well, those are also 32 pages long and are fairly dense and
but some of them you wouldn't even read.
professionally made.
But you wouldn't even know that because you haven't read them.
Yeah, well, I dropped about 10 of them.
I'm sure you'll read them all eventually too,
Yeah,
or at least that's
try
the
to.
goal.
That's the goal.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, I get a lot of free books I haven't even read.
Right. Yeah. I know I've got quite a stack too that I haven't read, and it just gets bigger.
Yep.
What happens? Why don't we all just quit our jobs? Read
Uh,
comics all day like when we were children.
yeah, that'd be great.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Why don't you people pay us to do this podcast?
Seriously.
And pay me to draw my comics.
Right.
And then I don't have to work at a job. I can just
Right.
hang out at home.
Pay me to draw pinups of superheroes for you.
Yeah.
Come on, people, get with it.
Right.
Get the fuck with it. Support us.
Yeah. We need cash and lots of it.
Yep.
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
I went to Cake.
Yeah?
Uh,
Did you eat any cake?
I did not, although some people did have cake there, of course.
Oh, okay.
Because,
They're horrible.
it's called Cake. The Chicago Alternative Comics Expo.
Which is not even spelled cake.
That's so crazy. That's the crazy part about it. And it's spelled more like Kase.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to the Kase Festival. But yeah, it was last weekend. I went to Chicago without you.
Yeah, you did. You stole my trip.
I did.
You and Kathleen, you stole my trip.
Well,
And I'm bitter about
Well,
it.
you know what? You stole it from, actually, I used to just go by myself. I was going to say, I visited Zippy there like 5 times before me and you used to go to Chicago.
Right.
But I think I always just drove by myself. So,
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think maybe once Amanda went with me when we were dating.
Well, you hate that person now. So.
I don't hate anyone. Not even her. No, but yeah, I went to Chicago, went to Cake,
Yeah.
and Oily was there. Oily, the company, they had all their wares on their table. Max Durrett, I guess, was not there.
No.
I was going to ask him how to pronounce his name. I thought about asking somebody at Oily, but I figured they might not really know, but they might tell me.
Right,
And then
You'd be wrong.
Like,
right.
it's this. And then, well, I'd rather just be wrong myself than
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
right. Than implicate someone else.
It's like when you look up on Wikipedia something, but like somebody's already fucked with it, and like then now you're just going around the world saying, "I know this,"
Yeah.
because I read it on Wikipedia.
I knew Carl Weathers had a conjoined twin. I knew that. That's not true.
No.
Although that would make a great.
But if you truly believe that yourself,
yeah,
it's
it's on me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did not do well at Cake.
No? Yeah.
Did not. I actually did better at Space this year
Wow.
than I did at Cake, and there was no less than a dozen times as many people shopping there.
Right.
Yeah. So Chicago doesn't like me when you're not around, I guess.
Well, I've never been there with you for a convention. Well, I mean, not where you were set up or anything like that.
This is the first non-space
Right.
exhibition I've ever done.
Yeah. Didn't you set up at SPX?
No, I just shopped there.
Okay, alright.
I don't have that kind of money. Only people like Kurt Duns and it's like $400 a table there.
Jesus.
This cake was like 60 or something.
Right.
I mean, it was a 3 foot by 2 foot. It's like half of a 6 foot table cake, so it's pretty small.
Yeah.
But you know,
Well, we went to the first cake last year as just spectators,
Right.
You know? And I know that I didn't have a great time there. But you seemed to enjoy yourself somewhat.
yeah.
But part of that was because it was sort of relying on the fact that our pal Kurt Dims was going to be there, and we would be able to sort of make his table like a home base.
Oh yeah, we could
hang out and regroup, and
we could use them like the floor mat,
right, yeah,
or like a hotel room. Or
yeah,
something.
exactly, yeah. Just sit back there for a few minutes, figure out what we're doing, that kind of thing. But the first space was a terrible layout.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I forget what college it was. Like at the 8th floor of a college, or
Right, yeah, and the tables that I don't know, were they the same size or
I think it was
even
the same.
smaller?
I think it was the same.
Okay, but either way, he was
There's no room for anyone.
no, yeah,
Like there's barely room for him behind the table.
exactly, and he was up against a wall.
And had punk rock people on either side of it.
Right, yeah. So was it at least a little bit more?
It was roomy.
Spacious?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I wasn't against a wall because it was in the same exact room that we went to the Windy City Con.
Okay, yeah.
So like there
I'm
was.
glad someone's using it then, since
Yeah.
apparently that show is never existing
that's
anymore.
too bad. So, but yeah, I mean, there was I was in like an island of tables, and I could have laid on the floor and done jumping jacks,
Right.
made snow angels behind my table.
Yeah, did you?
I did not. Yeah.
That seems like the
I
same.
was too busy not selling my comics.
But you had a booth babe with you, right?
I had a booth babe. Yeah, she was there for part of it. No, I did. It was crazy because on Saturday, first of all, Friday night we got to Chicago, and I went to Chicago Comics, the shop,
Right.
and I was gonna see if they would just buy some of my comics.
Right.
And I walk in and I was like, hey, I got this new book and I was gonna see if you guys would buy it. He's like, oh yeah, give me 5 copies, and I was like, sweet. And he's like, yeah, and the last time you were here, you sold some. He's like, we sold some of those. Here's some money, and he gave me some money, and he was like, and if you have more of those, I'll take 5 of each of those. And I was like, this is amazing. And I was like, and to add to the craziness, Kim Deitch, who was like the guest of honor at Cake, he's been he drew some underground comics in the 60s, and he's never stopped. He's just doing stuff for Fantagraphics. And he was at Chicago Comics doing a signing.
Oh wow.
And so he's there, and just I look up and Chris Ware is just walking around in the store buying stuff, and Ivan Brunetti's there, and Charles, the guy that publishes Oily Comics, he's there. I was just like, oh, you're fucking crazy, and that was really neat. And so it started off with
before
the show even started, I sold 20 comics, and I was like, this is gonna fucking rule.
Yeah.
And then so at Cake, when the show first started, in the first 10 minutes, someone came up to my table and bought $15 worth of comics, and I was like, this is gonna be fucking awesome, right? And then after that, I think maybe I sold 10 more comics the entire show.
Wow.
And one, on the second day, I sold 2 comics the entire day, and one of them was to the guy at the table next to me who had sold, by 2 o'clock in the day, he had sold every single thing that he brought with him, and out of pity, which,
Right.
he bought something from me and the guy on the other side of him. He's like, well, yeah, good luck, guys, and I want one of these, and I was like, sure you do.
Right.
I mean, super nice guy,
Right.
but I didn't sell that one really. Like, he was just donating to my cause.
Right.
So, like, yeah, I couldn't believe it. I did about a fourth of what I was, like, expecting to do, and about a tenth of what I was hoping to do.
Right.
So, it was pretty bad.
Wow. But you sold some to the Chicago Comics.
I sold some there, and I had a really good time even at Cake.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the guy at the table next to me was awesome. His name was Jim, and he does a comic called Pee Hole, which, you might not like right off the bat, but there's some really funny stuff in there. Like he does, like, one of his things is he does a cross between, he does a comic called Dan Ziggy, and it's exactly what you would think.
I think I've actually seen that.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And he was super cool. I mean, he was just I really looked out to have somebody really cool sit next to me for the whole show. So, I mean, that was cool, and I met a couple artists, and I bought something from Noah Van Sciver, a new comic, and, I only spent like $10, but, and I met the guy that runs the Infinite Corpse website.
Oh, well,
he was
okay.
there, and
Right.
he was like, "Oh, yeah, thanks a lot." And
Yeah.
he gave me a button, an Infinite Corpse button, and I bought his comic. It looked really cool.
Was it Infinite?
No, it wasn't Infinite. I was really disappointed. I think his name was Aaron, I think is his name, but he was really nice. And I'm bad with names.
I think the guy that I, because I don't know if we talked about this on the show or not, but I fucked up your submission into the Infinite comic.
But you fixed it.
I did fix it, and I wound up emailing a guy named Aaron multiple times.
Yeah, I think it was him. Yeah, he was super cool. So yeah, I mean, I had a good time. It's just, wow, did not I probably wouldn't unless something changes where I actually have an audience somehow.
Right.
I probably wouldn't do the show next year, but I would definitely want to go to the show next year.
Right. Yeah.
And support it and stuff. So
Huh. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah,
Good though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now you know how I felt when I did Horror Hound. Because it sounds like you still did better than I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I sold 14 comics. The whole show.
Yeah, I sold 4 prints
Well,
and 5 sketches to Matt Brassfield.
yeah, I didn't sell any sketches. I did meet when I was feeling all down and I was like, man, I just suck. This dude came over to the table, and he was passing out flyers to a metal show that was happening that night.
Uh-huh.
And he was pretty metal looking, but he was like a kid, and he was like 20. And I was like, I probably won't go because we're just kind of hanging out.
You're old.
I'm old. He was like, "There's $6 beers and they're huge," and I was like, "Oh, that sounds awesome." But he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Stop over to my table if you want." And he's like, "I do a anthology called Goat Fucker," and I was like, "Of course you do." But his name is Jack, and I went over to his table and I started looking through it, and I was like, "This looks fucking fun."
Right.
It just looks like. It looks like Guar comics or something, It's just, and I was like, you know what? I went back to my table and I drew a picture for him, and I took it over there. And I was like, if you ever want to use this in Goat Fucker, you can do it. It's yours. And I was like, take it. And he's like, yeah, thanks, man. And he gave me a copy of his zine. I mean, he was super cool. And it is. I mean, it's like twisted and fucked up and weird, and you might not like it because it's Goat Fucker, but It
I don't like profanity on the title of the comic.
But it made me feel good.
You can fill it with profanity on the inside.
Oh yeah, okay.
Just
but lure people in with
right, yeah.
But no,
I like stealth profanity.
But it was fun. Go Fucker was fun, and they didn't take it too seriously. I mean, there was some fucked up things in there,
Right.
But also they clearly had a sense of humor,
Right.
So yeah, good on you, Goat Fucker.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's too bad you didn't do that great there, but
It happens.
yeah, but you got to go to my favorite city in the world, though,
I did.
and without me, and I was sad.
Oh,
There's no amount of Joe G and I watching Supergirl will ever make up for me not going to Chicago.
I still haven't listened to that. I need to. I will.
Okay.
I will.
But yeah, so other than cake, like anything else?
Well, went to Sorrento's.
Okay, that's my place.
And okay, it was fucking awesome.
Okay.
Sorrento's was great.
Right. Were you fucked by pizza?
No,
Okay.
I was not fucked by pizza. But like 2 nights later, because we went there on Friday night because we were just excited to eat it.
Right.
And then on Sunday night, Joe G's wife just happened to be in Chicago for like a human resources convention, and she called and she was like, "Let's meet up." And Kathleen had figured out some point during the trip she wanted to go to this other pizza place called Pizza Duo, like DUO, because they filmed a scene in Supernatural in the pizza place, and like they go to the pizza place and eat. And she's like, "Oh, I really want to go there." And I gotta say, if Sorrento's is a 10 on a scale of 10, this place was a 12.
Really?
It was better.
Huh.
I swear to you.
Huh.
I didn't think that was possible. I was like, I don't want pizza again, but she really wants to do this, and I was like, it'll be all right.
Right.
It was fucking amazing. I like the cheese was even like, it was like Godfather's cheese. It had that golden like kind of brown to it, and I don't know. I can't even tell you. Can't even tell you why, but it was just. It was better.
I'm a little hurt.
Yeah.
I'm a little hurt. Can't deny it.
Um,
Not only did you steal my trip to Chicago.
Now I'm pissing on Sorrento's.
Yep.
No, Sorrento's is great. I ate Sorrento's twice because we got enough pizza that I had leftovers.
Right.
Like I was eating it the next. So I actually dish pizza for 3 meals, which maybe why I gained 12 pounds.
It was also sad eating, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck you, Chris Ware, for not buying my comic. Oh, that was a cool thing about the show, is because Chris Ware was there doing a signing, and so was Ivan Bernetti. But they were just there for like a slot, like at the Fantagraphics table, and then somebody else was there. But like they were done at like 3:00. They were done signing. And then, he just, started walking around and buying comics from people.
Right.
And I kept looking, I looked up, every, 20 minutes or so. And for the next 3 hours, those guys walked around to, table to table, buying, either talking to stuff or talking to people or buying stuff.
Right.
They didn't go down my aisle, though, because, there's so many aisles. But, I was impressed that they didn't just, sign their stuff and just get out of there. That was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. But other than that, we did go to the art museum. I'd never been to the Chicago Art Institute.
Isn't that one we went last year?
The Art Institute?
2 years ago. Didn't we go? We went to
we went to one. There wasn't this one, though. It wasn't the same place. Or if it was, we didn't explore it all because, I saw some they had 5 Van Goghs there. And some Monets and Dali. But the coolest thing, when we walked into the room that had the Dalis,
and by that you mean
the little 2-wheeled things that push. They had those pinned to the walls. I was like, this is so modern. I love it. No, we walked into the room, and there's a couple other people in the room, and me and Kathleen are looking at a Dali painting, and I kind of look out on my peripheral, and I look over, and I was like, Kathleen, I was like, is that Cheech Marin right over there looking at paintings? She looked over, she's like, yeah it is.
Wow.
So Cheech was there looking at paintings.
That's awesome.
It gets better because we're we weren't following them, but they got done in that room and they walked to the next room, and we got done in that room and walked to the next room, and so we just keep kind of trailing behind them a little bit, and a couple rooms later, Cheech's cell phone rings, and his ringtone is Bad to the Bone.
Awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great.
And on top of that, he said something to Kathleen because she was really excited about, I forget what painter, I think it was, I don't know. But there was a painting that she was really excited to see, and she thought it was there, but she wasn't sure.
Right.
And she was walking ahead of me, sort of looking, and and she sees it, and she like runs back out into the room where like me and Cheech are hanging out. And she goes, it's here, and she goes, well, it has to be somewhere, right?
That's great.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
That was pretty much our whole trip. That's really all we did. We like read comics in our motel the rest of the time.
Right. This was Kathleen's first trip to Chicago, though.
Yeah.
How did she? I mean, I guess I can talk to her when.
We touched Wrigley.
When
We all touched Wrigley Field.
That's cool. Yeah. Did she enjoy her trip?
Oh yeah. Cause she really wanted just to hang out and relax and not be at work,
Right.
not deal with her pets.
Right.
And she was really excited to see the Art Institute. Like that was one of the things she really wanted to do. And we looked to see if there's some other stuff going on. Like there's a second city there that is comedy. And, all the shows were sold out, weeks before we got there.
I noticed, because for some reason, I saw, there was a ton of shit going on in Chicago the weekend that I would have loved to have fucking done.
Sausage Fest was
the
there.
Sausage Fest, which was probably just a real sausage fest.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paul F. Tompkins, David Cross, and Brian Posehn all had comedy shows that weekend in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Man or Astroman was playing in Chicago.
I did see that.
Some
Fleetwood Mac was there.
Yeah, I think some big metal band was also playing there.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Fuck you guys. That's all I gotta say. Fuck you guys.
I don't know when it was, but we were looking at the schedule at Second City because they have their in-house troupe or whatever, but they also have big comedians coming, and it wasn't that weekend, but on the coming soon list was David Foley and Chris Elliott.
Wow.
I would love to see Chris Elliott live.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Oh, man. Why doesn't he go to, Wiley's or Funny Bone? He's a little big for that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Well, that's good, at least.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's touring the big spots.
Right.
You think maybe before Eagle Heart he would have had to do Wiley's, or did he,
Nah, I'm guessing.
He's always been in the limelight?
Yeah. At least since, Cabin Boy.
The juggernaut that was Cabin Boy.
Right. Well, yay, you guys.
Yeah, it was fun.
You guys did not hang out with my aunt
We did not.
or any of my other family.
No, I don't think we saw any of your family there.
Was Puerto Rican Pride Week going on?
There was a Puerto Rican parade,
Yeah.
but we didn't even see any of it. There's just so much going on there. We were in, we stayed at the Super 8 that me and you stay at.
Right.
And we still didn't see any of the Puerto Rican parade. So I don't know what section it was happening in.
But you were hanging out in the gay section of Chicago.
The gay section. Yeah, and I was wearing, at the show, I was wearing my Nostromo hat.
Right.
And it has, this giant rainbow on it.
Right.
And, I didn't realize that, but I was I wonder if that's gonna, help sales, during the day?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think it really was.
It obviously did not.
It was not a big factor, yeah.
Did you guys go to that Thai place that's right around there?
No, we didn't.
That you and I have been to a couple times?
No, we just ate. What did we eat other than the pizza? I think we ate at the Super 8
The
restaurant.
Restaurant
One night.
Victoria's.
Yeah, Victoria's. I can't remember. Yeah, because we didn't go that falafel place I keep talking about. I'm we gotta go there. We didn't even go there because Saturday my stomach was fucked up because for breakfast I ate breakfast bar at the Whole Foods.
Okay.
And my stomach was fucked up the rest of the day. And then Sunday she was kind of feeling a little fucked up, so we didn't really venture into the spicy foods while we were there.
Yeah. Well, sounds fun.
Yeah.
I hope this isn't a regular thing. I hope you and I can go back to our regularly scheduled trips to Chicago without that lady getting involved.
Vaginas.
They're nasty. Yeah, that sounds cool.
Thanks for holding on the gutter trash fort.
Oh, no problem. Yeah.
I see you put all the mail in the inbox for me and sorted all my fan mail out.
Yep, fulfilled all the orders.
Yeah. Are we doing anything weird next episode? I don't know.
We're watching a movie, I'm assuming.
Are we watching a movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, why would we do anything weird?
I don't know.
Okay. So you're back. You're not going away again, are you?
No, I just...
Because I'm running out of people to have fill in.
Yeah, that's right. You had Brassfield and Joji. Which one was better? They both have their strengths.
They both have their strengths, yeah. I can tell you which one ended sooner.
Oh, which one?
The Joji episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because Brassfield likes to talk.
Yeah. He didn't leave my house till like 3:30, and Joe left about like 1:30.
Wow. Wow, those are both late. You never let me stay that late.
You stay as late as you want. You never stay that late.
I thought you have to get up at like 4 in the morning.
Not on a Saturday.
Oh, you guys did them on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a Sunday, yeah. You're the one that's always leaving at like midnight. I gotta go to bed.
My pussy hurts. I think that's what I usually say.
Yeah, usually. So we're back to regularly scheduled gutter trash as far as I know.
Sweet.
Until one of us takes another trip. Which I know for me isn't happening soon.
Mine, yeah, not this year for me either.
Yeah. It's time for you to pick a movie, because I did nothing this past week.
Oh. Nothing, huh?
Nope.
You did some drawing, you did some hanging out.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Took care of a cat.
I took care of a cat. Yeah, that's not exciting.
Well, okay. I think we should totally watch Miami Connection.
Okay.
Because I've heard it's streaming
Right.
on Netflix.
Okay. I have that.
Yeah, Netflix. Yeah, Doogie was the one that informed me. He's like, guess what I'm watching? And he called me.
Wait, do you guys have Netflix at your mom's house?
Doogie does, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because he's got his own like little laptop now.
Oh, okay.
He's got a Netflix account.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm down. I think we've talked a little bit about it on the show, probably a year ago.
Right. Yeah, is that when they unearthed it?
I think so. We watched the trailer, and I know it was on YouTube for about 5 minutes.
Right.
And I tried to watch it, and
like the entire movie was on.
yeah. But yeah, I'm down. Miami Connection.
Awesome.
Fuck yeah.
80s action.
Yeah, I hope this is another Zardoz.
It can't be, but nothing can be.
Yeah, it's exciting. Let's do that.
Sweet.
Alright. Well then, better go before my laptop loses all of its power.
Oh, that would not be good.
No, it's not. So, welcome back, buddy.
Well, thanks. It's good to be back.
Yeah. Alright. Goodbye. Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information, links to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.